Copyright disclaimer. Under Title 17 U.S.C. Section 107, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use, tips a balance in favor of fair use. Okay, this is dated July 24th, 2018, from abc7.com. Scientology settles forced abortion lawsuit out of court. It's my personal opinion, and I'm not an expert on any of these things. My personal opinion is when people settle, they're trying to keep it quiet. And a lot of people have a lot of different opinions about people who settle. But I think most times the company or entity or individual that settles is trying to keep something quiet. So that is Laura De Crescendo. I don't know if I'm saying her name, but oh, I'm sorry, I called her name. De Crescendo? Close. That was close. Los Angeles, KABC. Nearly a decade after filing her explosive lawsuit, Laura De Crescendo has settled her case against the Church of Scientology. Laura's trial was set for August, and the case got even more interesting when her attorneys recently added David Miscavige, leader of Scientology, to their witness list. The terms of the settlement were not disclosed. You see what I mean? Similar to a non-disclosure agreement. And there was no comment from attorneys on either side of the case. De Crescendo signed Scientology's billion-year contract when she was just 12 years old. Just 12? Why not 6? Moving out of her parents' home in New Mexico and into Scientology's PAC base in Hollywood. De Crescendo alleged in her lawsuit that she was falsely imprisoned, isolated from her family at times, subjected to rigid discipline in the Rehabilitation Project force. Just want to add in here, and all government officials are acting like they don't know that this is going on. Come on, you guys. And forced to have an abortion when she became pregnant as a teenager. Isn't that interesting, you guys? She became pregnant as a teenager. Number one was a consensual sex. Inquiring MF Minds want to know. Inquiring MF Minds want to know why a teenage girl who is also considered a minor, a child, why is she being forced to have an abortion? I'll bet if Mike Rinder was still here, he would know, right? In court papers, attorneys for Scientology denied each and every allegation, as they always do. You ever notice how many perpetrators deny? Sean Diddy? I believe that he did what he's accused of. Scientology fought to keep De Crescendo's case from going to trial for 9 years. Wonder what that would be, you guys. Inquiring MF Minds want to know. One pre-trial legal battle focused on De Crescendo's confessional files, thousands of pages of documents compiled by Scientology during Laura's 13 years in the Sea organization. Scientology ultimately turned the files over, and much of it was entered into the court record. In those files, handwritten notes by De Crescendo depict a young woman. Wait a minute, how did she go from being a teenager to being a young woman? Did I miss something, you guys? Because a teenager's not a young woman. It's a teenager. You guys see what they're doing again? Funny how I always catch it, right? Depict a teenager who also is a child, who missed her family and was broken and fearful during her stint on the RPF. I think there's more here that we're not being told. DeCrescenzo married another member of the Sea Org at 16. Married another member of the Sea Org at 16. Just so they can prove that children are adults in small bodies. And became pregnant at 17. So she was married. But, we don't know the whole story there. In her lawsuit, she says she endured days of intense pressure by her Scientology supervisor. Names. DeCrescenzo says the supervisor told her it was for the greatest good. That's what they do. This is Brave New World, you guys. Please go watch the Brave New World. Please. Because they don't believe in family. You see, some of these people, some of the Scientologists that we're trying to save, they're doing these things. To abort the baby. DeCrescenzo gave in, despite her longing for a child. Scientology acknowledges that church policy prohibits active members from the Sea Org, like children, from having young children. But they insist DeCrescenzo could have walked away at any time. Isn't it funny how most of the Scientologists don't walk away at any time? Funny how that is, right? DeCrescenzo spent 3 years in Scientology's rehabilitation project force. Before she says she took drastic action, faking a suicide attempt because she believed it would lead to her dismissal from the RPF and the Sea Org. She swallowed bleach. We've heard this before. I believe Nora did that, I think. And was dismissed within days. You know what's sad? There's so much sadness about all of that. There's so much sadness about all of that. Imagine the desperation. Imagine the desperation that a person's feeling to do that. It's so sad. DeCrescenzo's lawsuit against Scientology has been working its way through the court system since 2009, surviving numerous appeals and motions to dismiss. See, that's what they do. It's what they do. They don't want people knowing that this is going on. And they certainly don't want the ex-female Scientologists to start suing them more because this has happened. She's now living out of state and is pregnant with her 4th child. That's good. I believe children are blessings. I believe that they're a gift from God. I mean, you guys know I'm not into religion or anything, but I believe that children are special and that they should be honored and cherished. So, anyways, if you've got a tip, email ABC7investigative producer lisa.bartley@abc.com. I wonder if she's still there. I believe so. It says the copyright is 2025. So if you had any more Scientology stories, maybe she would listen. So I will leave a link in the description box. Like and subscribe if you choose. Otherwise, have an amazing day or night, wherever you are. Peace.